Ranjan.
And I'm Ishwar.
And we are the knowledgeable masterminds. And in this video, we are going to be looking at 30 interesting facts, part 2. Now, last week we had exams, so we couldn't upload any video. But 2 weeks ago, we had uploaded 30 interesting facts for part 1. And be sure to check that out. Those are very interesting. And in this video, we are going to be looking at 15 more such interesting facts. And unlike last time, there won't be any categorization like general, human body and space. Just one continuous document that consists of all the three combined. And we did this because we couldn't get all facts in equal proportions. So we decided to do it like this. And how's the intro? Stick on till the end to see the outro. And we reversed the theme because people said the red theme looked better in the video. And we also added widescreen, so you can observe it in the rest of the video. Anyway, let's get started. So the first fact is that Sahara's aunt is Aunt Antarctica. You didn't get me? Now the largest desert in the world is not the Sahara, but the Antarctica. So by now it's known by many, but Antarctica is more than 3 times larger than Sahara. And Antarctica is being considered a desert. That's why the Antarctica is said to be the largest desert. And that is because a desert need not be a dry, sandy and hot place. It can be cold, polar or anything. It just should be dry. So there are other cold deserts also like the Gobi. And even Sahara is hot in the night, right? So Antarctica is a polar desert which is very, very dry. And it was the driest place ever recorded on Earth. The dry valley. And the whole continent Antarctica hardly receives like 6.5 inches or 166 millimeters of rainfall a year. That's very, very low, right? Even lower than Sahara, I think. Okay, so let's move on to the next fact. And the next fact is that lightning never shows pity. Never. Never ever. And what we mean by this is lightning can strike the same place way more than once. So not only twice, but lightning can strike the same place any number of times. Because lightning just tends to aim on relatively higher objects compared to its surroundings. So it doesn't care how tall you are. It doesn't care how many times it just strikes. It only cares about how tall you are. So it will strike you if you're tall compared to your surroundings. So a cat may never get struck by light, but Burj Khalifa might get lightning strikes like billions and billions of times in its lifetime. And this can happen with anything that's tall compared to something that's shorter, that's close by. First time or not. So if you're standing next to a tall skyscraper, don't be surprised because that skyscraper can get lightning strikes many more times than once. So you might witness about 10 lightning strikes in the same second, who knows? Anyway, let's move on to the next fact. And the next fact is that a slight change but a huge difference. So we are talking about these two minerals, that is coal and diamond. And did you know they are very similar in nature? Coal and diamond are both basically the same material, carbon. And the only difference between coal and diamond is the number of carbon atoms. And that too, the difference is a very, very small scale. Yeah? So imagine you could turn all the coal in the world to diamond and own it. You'd be richer than the richest people in the world. Oh my god. Anyway, moving on to the next fact. And the next fact is that babies win the number of bones competition. Cute baby. Babies have about more than about 100 bones more than an adult. And this is because as you age, bones fuse together. So they fuse together inside your body, and as more and more bones fuse, by the time you are an adult, you will get the legendary number of 206 bones that we all study in school. So babies don't have more bones that they throw away during time. They just have smaller bones at a larger number. And the fusing process almost fully stops by the time you're just 2. But to get a complete skeleton of an adult, you need to reach 17 years old. Anyway, moving on to the next fact. And the next fact is that the smaller one is the stronger one. You didn't get what I mean? We are talking about the teeth. And teeth is actually stronger than all bones. And why are we saying teeth is stronger than all bones? Because teeth are actually not bones. Because they cannot regenerate like most other bones. And only bones regenerate, they can come back from bone fractures, of course. But teeth can't regenerate. And teeth also have the same calcium. But calcium is not the main thing. The enamel of its teeth gives the teeth its legendary amount of strength. And enamel almost never breaks. I was about to say Emmanuel. Anyway, so the teeth are very strong, but if it goes once, then you won't get your teeth back. So take care of your teeth, brush twice every day, and let's move on to the next fact. And from here, my friend Ishwar is going to continue.
So the next fact is that alert! New organ discovered. Well, that's not really an alert. It's just a unique title. So you can see that there's a small intestine, stomach and large intestine, but you see a new organ, mesentery, written over there. So let's read about that. Until very recently, no one knew much about an organ called mesentery, which is shown in the picture. Unlike organs like spleen, mesentery is actually useful to us, and spleen is like useless. And the mesentery is a fold of membrane that attaches the intestine to the abdominal wall and holds it in place. So that is useful and needed. Or else your stomach would be on the top and then your intestine would be somewhere under your legs. It would fall, right? So this is what holds it properly. So moving to the next fact. The next fact is that a childhood lie. What? A childhood lie. Why is it named like that? Well, it is named as a childhood lie because this is a lie which many people would have told you in childhood. That by the picture you can guess it. Reading in the dark ruins your eyesight. But that's not true. Reading in the dark does not ruin your eyesight. Like many popular myths says, it does not really. It only makes the eyes a bit stressed because it has to concentrate on what you are reading when it's dark, when the surroundings are dark, which is difficult. So the eyes may get stressed, but this is not not a permanent issue. It just gets resolved. So it does the eye no harm, and it is the same as reading in bright daylight, but it is a bit more stressed. That's it. So the next fact is that you blink, you miss the spin. What do you mean by that? You blink, you miss the spin. Well, you can see a neutron star over there, and that is what it's about. You blink your eye and you miss to see the neutron star spinning. Well, you can understand that so fast. Neutron stars are the fastest rotating objects in the universe, like the whole universe. Well, some planets rotate fast, some planets rotate very, very fast, but none can match the neutron star, which can rotate almost 725 times in a single minute, making it the master of fastest rotation. So that's obvious. 725 times in 60 seconds, and so in a blink, it's sure that it gets spinned many times. So the record goes to Pulsar PSR J1748 2446 AD. Well, the name's too long, but we just kept it over there. You don't need to remember that. It's just for information. But that legendary neutron star holds the record of 716 times per minute, which is many times, like 716 per minute. That's so high, right? So, moving to the next fact. The next fact is that ostrich's head in sand. Yeah, many people have heard that and have seen that too. But I'll tell you why they do that. Ostriches do put their head underground, but not for the reason that no one would see them because they can't see anyone. Well, that's so foolish, and ostriches are not so foolish. Ostriches do so when they feel threatened. Yeah, that's also true. But, like the myth, it is true. But, however, after they feel threatened, what's the first thing they take care of? Their younger ones, right? Their eggs or their kids? Well, mostly the eggs. The ostrich's eggs are buried in the ground, underground, and in holes. And ostriches put their head in sand to see if their kids are safe enough or no. So that's the reason. So moving to the next fact. The next fact is that sharks aren't completely immune. We think they are. Sharks do get cancer. Many people say they don't. Despite many popular myths state that sharks do not get cancer. But sharks do get cancer. Although very rare because their immunity is very strong, but not so strong enough to be completely immune against cancer. People have said that sharks don't get cancer because they didn't find any proof that sharks do get cancer. But not that there is a proof for shark not getting cancer. There's no proof like that. So moving to the next fact. The next fact is that
a single asteroid killed 700 species? No, not really. We are talking about the 700 species of dinosaurs, by the way. And an asteroid killed 75% of Earth's population, including the majestic documents. I mean, dinosaurs, what am I saying? And this statement is a common fact, right? We all learned it at school, right? But this is not a fact, it is actually a myth. Now, actually, dinosaurs and 75% of the rest of the Earth, overall, were killed by the asteroid. But not directly, like you would imagine them do, with fire crushing all the animals. So, here's what actually happened. The asteroid came with a huge force and created a wall of fire on the impact. All volcanoes erupted, and with the asteroid, there was a cloud of smoke that covered the sky and blocked the sun, decreasing the temperatures and blocking sunlight from plants. No plants is equal to no plant eaters, is equal to no animal eaters, is equal to no animals. So technically, the asteroid did wipe out the dinosaurs, but the resulting weather that happened after the asteroid hit did the damage. By the way, we are sticking too much on myths because we are talking about facts, and when you think of facts, you think of non-myths. Anyway, let's move on to the next fact. And the next fact is that if space is cold, did the sun die? Again a myth. And see this picture? Do you know what I mean? The vacuum of space is naturally cold, like everyone says. But not like it's cold everywhere. Like above Earth or someplace like that, it's not at all cold. In fact, the astronauts at the ISS actually know that space is really hot. Like approximately 120 degrees Celsius hot. This is the reason astronauts wear white suits, to reflect more sunlight. Wow. Didn't you know that astronauts were this much concentrating on their heat? If not, thank us. Anyway, it's true that the vacuum of space is naturally cold, but that is true only in some places, where the sun is smaller than a grain of salt, if you see, and more away a heat-giving space body, like the sun, is the coldest spaces. So, if you ask the natural heat of space, it's cold. But it's cold only if there are no space bodies. But that is Not that common. I'll show you the points. From here, my friend Ishwar will come back to the screen. And the next fact is that
Ovens are not harmful. Many people think so. But they're just not too good. Yeah, many people think don't use a microwave oven too much. It is radioactive and gives cancer. Well, that is a myth. And yeah, we are talking too much about myths. But still, we are learning a factoid. Yeah, we all have heard this myth at some point. But that's not true. Yeah, because it's a myth. Microwave ovens heat food by vibrating the water molecules. So, it feels like it can give some cancer. Because it's vibrating, but not really. Because it's just vibrating H2O. Come on, that's not a harmful thing. H2O is just common water. Why do you get scared of water? Yeah, no. Ovens do nothing but heat your food easily. And yeah, it is true that they remove the water content. So it is not that good or not preferably very good. But still, that doesn't cause any cancer or something which many people say. So that's very important because Orwell's, Panasonic, LG all would go into losses. Well, that's not why I'm saying. I'm just saying it because it's a fact. So moving to the next fact. The next fact is that 1 versus 23. Oh, what's 1 versus 23? Well, that's our 1 Earth versus 23 other better than Earth planets. Well, did you know that there are 23 better than Earth planets? I think you might not. The Earth, our home planet, is the only planet where life is discovered. Yeah, it is the only planet where life is discovered. I'm repeating, discovered. And the only planet where life is possible. That's not actually true. This statement is what we have all learnt in school, right? And it is a commonly known fact, but not actually. It's a myth. It is true that Earth is the only planet where life is discovered, but it doesn't mean that Earth is the only planet where life can ever happen. That's not true. There are 23 more planets which have conditions better than Earth for life. But unfortunately, they are too far away to even check if the life is there or no. Because it's like 5 to 100 light years, which is too long. And if you don't know what a light year is, do not forget to check the units of length which we posted 3 weeks ago. And thank you for supporting us in that video. And moving to the next fact. The next fact is that banana, tree or plant? What does it mean? Apples grow in apple trees, and mangoes grow in mango trees, and banana grows in banana trees, right? Yeah, it doesn't grow in mango trees or apple trees. It grows in banana trees, right? But actually, banana trees are not trees. Although their name says so, banana trees, but they are not trees. Banana trees. Gee, why am I repeating? Banana plants. Banana plants are actually the largest type of plants. Yeah, they are plants. And you know why? This is because they don't have tree-like characteristics. Like trunk made of wood, above all, like mango tree, mango tree, apple tree and all. Banana tree's trunk, or stems I should say, because at this point they are plants, are made up of soft tissues commonly found in leaves. It may be any leaves, like in leaves of banana trees itself. And yeah, you can see in the picture that the bark of the stem is green in color and not brown like a trunk of a tree. And it's too short, not like a huge tree. So you can understand, right? So, and a huge thanks for watching this video. If you like the quality of the video, you can choose to like, share, subscribe to our support our channel and get latest updates when we release a new video. For any doubts, improvements regarding this video or PPT, please contact the undersigned. And as always, you can always chat with us in the comments or even in Instagram. We have opened Instagram too. And as always, the PPT will be in the description. That's not something new to say because I think you'll know that by now. And this is
As
the
knowledgeable
knowledgeable
masterminds
mastermind
signing off.
signing off.
Be sure to check out our intro, which we have.